Hey, thank you so much for clicking on this video. My name is Bea and this is Case by Case Divorce. If you're new here, this is a channel that provides content all about high conflict or narcissistic divorces. So I have videos on how to document for divorce, how to navigate the court system, how to support your own healing. I have a whole playlist on self-care for divorce. I've got videos on how to help your kids get through this whole situation. If you like what you're seeing, please click like or subscribe, or better yet, share it with people that you think it will help, because that's the whole point. I'm super passionate about providing this content. I was 2.5 years into my divorce and nearly dead from PTSD, CPTSD, just the stress and the trauma, complete adrenal and nervous system shutdown. I was near death. And I didn't know what was wrong. I just thought I was going crazy or demanding too much, or I just really had no idea. So I feel really passionate about providing this information because I don't want anyone else to go through what I went through. So that's who I am and what I'm doing. Today, I want to talk about self-care, or ways we can support ourselves in tricky transitions. So I've already done a video on how we can show up for our kids and support them in difficult transitions. And I'm talking about the transitions between one parent's house and the other. But what I missed in that video is how we can take care of ourselves. So when I'm getting ready for transition day, I like to try to clear my calendar and make myself as resourced as possible so that I'm available for my kids for whatever they need. You know, sometimes they come home and they need to vent. Sometimes they come home and they're complete animals where they're just so dysregulated, they're tantruming and having meltdowns. Sometimes they come home and they're just so exhausted that they just need care, nurturing, and sleep. I want to be ready to provide them with whatever they need. So I do that by, having some meals ready on hand so I'm not busy in the kitchen. I get as many emails and as much work done as I can so that I'm not trying to multitask. My friends all know that I just might not answer them on certain days if it's a transition day. I just really focus on my kids. But what I haven't discussed on the channel yet is how I take care of myself on those days. And I think that this is a really important piece that I haven't heard anyone else talk about. So when our kids come home and we can see the effects of the abuse or neglect or trauma that they experience at the other house, that impacts us. And we need to take care of those parts of ourselves that are hurt or angered or disappointed by whatever's happening. I'd like to invite you to think about this in terms of how many people do you need to take care of on transition day, and adding yourself in there. So if you have 2 kids, you've got the 2 kids and then also yourself, or maybe a few versions of yourself. I often have a part of me that is so angry. She needs some attention. She needs some validation around that. I have a part of me that's often so sad and wounded by what's happened that week and my inability to protect my kids. I need to create some room to grieve that situation. Sometimes I just feel helpless and discouraged that this is still happening after all these years, even though I've tried everything and no one seems to be listening. All of these parts of ourselves need care and nurturing and compassion and room to express themselves. So your kids need to come first, but sometimes we need to put our own gas mask on before we can help others, right? So you'll need to balance that out and weigh where you are in that. But for me, what it looks like is just, first of all, the awareness. I need to be taking care of the parts of myself that are triggered around this. Secondly, I do a lot of internal self-talk where it's like I'm taking care of the kids, they're freaking out, and I'm thinking to myself in my head, whoa, this is a really hard one. You're doing good. I know this is hard. We'll get to have a good cry, or we can call our friend and vent after the kids are in bed. You're doing great. So I give myself some self-talk, and I set a date with myself to feel my feelings and heal myself a little bit, just with time and space, or some journaling, or talking to a friend, or going for a walk. This is a really important piece, and I just wanted to make sure that it's out there that if you're managing really tough transitions, you're not just managing your kids that you had with your ex, you're managing all the parts of yourself that are hurt and wounded and triggered around the treatment of your kids and their expression of what's happened. Yeah, that's it. So I hope you found this video helpful. If you did, click like, click subscribe, let YouTube know that this content is valuable. And again, I really appreciate you sharing your time with me. Thanks so much. Take care.